It's Key West, aptly nicknamed Main Drag. Rules of the road require the racers to navigate street hazards, including an obstacle course of car tires. That's not easy. They also got a high-speed ride up the track in supercharged shopping carts pushed by local male dancers. They sure have a blast there, don't they? Hundreds of race enthusiasts line the streets to see the ladies sprint and stagger through the course, all trying to avoid falls, broken heels, and wardrobe malfunctions. Judges evaluate entrants based on their speed. The annual Country Republic Independence Celebration commemorates the Florida Key's symbolic 1982 secession from the party runs through Sunday, actually all year long down there. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. News 3 at 5 starts right now.
Right now at 5, a West Dallas man who won the Powerball has come forward why state Republican lawmakers say lottery winners should be able to remain anonymous.
Beloit Memorial students are upset over how the district is handling an alleged sexual assault. We'll explain.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with News 3 Now. We now know tonight Wisconsin's largest lottery jackpot ever.
But that announcement is sparking questions from state lawmakers about whether lottery winners should be allowed to remain anonymous. As Rose Schmidt explains, they currently have to come forward. If you win in Wisconsin, everyone gets to know about it.
That's right, and it's hard to argue with the fact that lottery winners usually have pretty good fortune. But state lawmakers say they can also be targets of fraud, abuse, and harassment. And they're introducing new legislation to help prevent that from happening.
I don't even know what to say.
What would you say or do if you were about to become a multi-millionaire? 24-year-old Manuel Franco from West Allis is now trying to figure that out.
I see that last ticket come out. It was still attached to the other one. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like no way.
He described the moment he realized he had won the state's largest jackpot, a whopping $763 million, yielded from $10 worth of tickets.
It was amazing. My heart started racing, blood pumping. My blood felt warm. I screamed for about 5 or 10 minutes.
Franco quit his job days later, hired a financial team, and says he plans to travel and help the world. He's played the Powerball ever since he turned 18, but never really expected this day to come.
I can tell you right now that when I won, I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for it at all.
And that is precisely why state lawmakers are now pushing for this day not to come for others. Currently, lottery winners can't remain anonymous in Wisconsin. A law Representative Gary Tauken wants to change.
His privacy was invaded. He's in a situation where everybody knows who he is.
Tauken has been working on a bill for several years that would prohibit the state, lottery representatives, and retailers from releasing a lottery winner's name, address, or social security number.
With the big winner down in West Allis winning $768 million and one of the top 3 lotteries ever in the U.S., the time is right now.
He says his bill could prevent people from trying to take advantage of winners like Franco. Although Franco says winning feels like a dream, he admitted he's proceeding cautiously.
I got that paranoia that you get where you think the whole world's after you, and now I found out that realistically, if you don't tell anybody, nobody knows, and that's how I guess I got to hear.
About half a dozen states allow winners to stay anonymous completely, and some other states allow winners to form a trust and have someone else be the face of that trust. Franco was advised to take the cash lump sum option of $477 million. After state and federal taxes, he'll take home $326 million. Still a lot.
Congratulations to him.
What a life.
Yeah, thank you, Rose.
Rose, thanks. One person is in a hospital after an explosion in a laboratory on the east side. The Madison Fire Department says crews responded to the report of a loud explosion in a lab on Anderson Street. This was just after noon today. Fire officials said that explosion took place inside a laboratory hood and it was contained. Paramedics transported one individual to the hospital. Firefighters did not evacuate that building. At this time, they don't believe there is any significant damage.
Students from Beloit Memorial High School are demanding answers from district leaders regarding a recent alleged sexual assault.
They say they're upset the boy accused of sexually assaulting several girls on a school-sponsored field trip is back in school. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter joins us from our bureau in Rock County at the Janesville Gazette with what the administration is saying tonight. Adam?
Well, Eric and Susan, school administrators aren't saying much of anything at all, and really for these students, that's the main reason that they're upset. The boy accused of sexually assaulting several of their classmates on a school-sponsored field trip back in school, according to them, and administrators aren't saying much of anything about it. Now, we first learned of this last week when the Orange County Sheriff's Office in Florida put out a police report saying that the boy accused sexually assaulted several girls over the course of a week while the students were on a band trip in Orlando. District said last week they couldn't comment at all because state laws say they can't reveal information about students. Students are saying that's not enough.
I'd want the school board and the district to release a statement about what's been happening, just saying what they're going to do next, because keeping us in the dark isn't doing anybody any good.
Students protested this morning outside Beloit Memorial High School and say they plan on protesting tonight at the district school board meeting, the first since these incidents allegedly took place. And I've tried since last week to get a hold of Interim Superintendent Tony Bosco at the School District of Beloit and haven't had the ability to do that. I called multiple times today to his office, but was told by an assistant that he's very busy today. Doesn't have time to chat.
All right, Adam Duxter in Rock County. Adam, thank you.
A Madison woman is recovering after she was hit by a stolen car on Friday and knocked off her motorized scooter. Police say the 61-year-old woman was in a crosswalk at the intersection of Park and Regent Streets when she was hit by a hit-and-run driver. A witness told police the woman had a walk light when she was crossing. She was taken to the hospital with shoulder and neck injuries and is expected to be okay. A witness was also able to provide a photo of the car, which included its license plate. Officers traced the license plate back to a car that had been stolen in Fitchburg. They say 3 young men were inside and they are now trying to identify them. Let's get a check on the weather now. Dana Fulton is on the weather patio. Beautiful afternoon today, Dana.
Absolutely delightful outside right now. If you're in the sun, it's great. If you're in the shade, it's fantastic. It's not one of those where our temperatures are right on the line. We're expected to have a mostly clear sky tonight. It's been a quiet day, and that trend's going to continue for us. Looking at our visible cloud track right now, you can see just nothing for us in southern Wisconsin currently. We did start the day off, of course, mostly cloudy, but all of that cloud coverage shifted east. And now things are nice and clear. Our Doppler track also quiet, no threat for any more showers or storms. We will leave that in yesterday's history for us. It's going to stay quiet overnight. Right now we're at about 65 in Madison, 66 in Janesville, and about 68 in Mineral Point. We pretty much have warm air throughout southern Wisconsin, Illinois, and into Iowa. Temperatures a little higher, though, further to the west, on the backside of some high pressure for us. Dew points have also dropped significantly at 37 in Madison. With that moisture that was pushing in yesterday, those dew points were a lot higher. So in the last 24 hours, we've dropped just a little bit. That just means it feels a little more comfortable outside. Now, in the next few hours, of course, our temps are going to drop overnight. It'll be a little cooler as we head into your Wednesday morning. That mostly clear sky, it's going to help us drop a little more into the upper 30s early for the day. But Wednesday, yet again, we are expecting sunshine and mild weather. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for your Wednesday and our next opportunity for rain in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. In more local news tonight, a new federal lawsuit alleges that Wisconsin's voter ID requirements for college students are unconstitutional. The lawsuit argues it is a pointless barrier to voting in the state. The 2011 law created a photo ID requirement in order to vote. It spells out what has to be on a college ID in order for it to be used for voting purposes. Voters using college IDs to cast a ballot must also present proof of enrollment. Now, the lawsuit argues the requirement for student IDs can confuse and deter new voters, making elections less accessible for them.
Wisconsin law enforcement officials say they're making progress in the fight against painkiller abuse, but there is a lot of work to be done.
And one of the ways to fight the epidemic is to dispose of those drugs the right way. Amy Reed now with details of an upcoming drug take-back day here in Wisconsin. Amy?
Saturday marks a national drug take-back day coordinated through the Wisconsin Department of Justice and the National Drug Enforcement Agency, working with local departments. The take-back events provide a safe, convenient, and responsible means to dispose of unwanted or unused prescription drugs. Today, the Attorney General, along with Madison Police Chief Mike Koval, talked about the effect these drugs have when it comes to addiction and the environment.
Prescriptions that are unused or unwanted can be diverted for illegal use unless they're disposed of properly.
This is basically beyond the pale of just a criminal element. This has now become a public health concern of our entire country, and I don't think anybody has remained unaffected by it.
If you have a prescription you'd like to dispose of properly, go to doseofrealitywi.gov to find a location near you. Chief Koval says since the Madison PD put med drop boxes at their East and West Precinct locations, their task force has properly disposed of more than 26,000 pounds of unwanted prescription drugs.
All right, makes a difference. Amy Reed, thank you.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say this year's flu season has been one of the longest since 1997, when it started keeping records. So far this year, up to 41.3 million people have showed flu symptoms, with up to 19 million visiting the doctor and as many as 610,000 hospitalized. Doctors say one of the reasons for the long flu season is that two types of flu viruses surfaced at different times. The beginning of the season was H1N1, and then as that went down, H3N2 viruses went up. St. Mary's Hospital nurse epidemiologist Ellen Smith says this new information from the CDC is something they too have been seeing in the emergency room.
I would speculate that we're on the downhill slide and that you'll see some cases going on for the next several weeks, and then it'll phase out probably in the next month or so. But it's not unusual to see a random case here or there almost any time of the year now.
While flu cases are declining, Smith says the virus can still spread even in warmer weather, and that's part of the reason why she still encourages you to get a flu shot if you haven't already done so.
For the first time in 5 decades, UW-Madison has a new marching band director. After a national search, the university has chosen Corey Pompey to replace Mike Leckrone, who is retiring after serving as director for 50 years. Pompey comes from the University of Nevada, where he has been serving as athletic bands director and associate bands director. He studied music at the University of Alabama, earned his doctorate of musical arts from the University of Texas, Austin. He's also served as assistant bands director at Penn State. Pompey will start on July 20th.
New Glarus Brewing Company and Menasha Packaging announced the release of a new 24-pack case for the brewery's popular Spotted Cow label. New Glarus founder and president Deb Carey got to see the brewery's new packaging hot off the press. The employee-owned Wisconsin-based brewery prides itself on sourcing all of its bottles, cans, and corrugated packaging from Wisconsin factories. And Deb believes consumers will be happy with this latest release.
It's one of the very first packages, a 24-pack case that's in corrugated, and it's really sturdy. Like if you carry it by the handhold, it will do well, and that's due to Menasha.
The partnership with Menasha Packaging began several years ago when the fellow Wisconsin-based packaging producer made a substantial investment in technology to ensure it could handle the demands of the growing popularity of the New Glarus beer labels.
Protect your identity and join News 3 Now this weekend for Shredfest. We're offering free document shredding. This is in partnership with Pelletieri and the Better Business Bureau at Warner Park this Saturday, April 27th, 8:30 to 11 in the morning. Please limit what you bring to 3 bags or boxes per vehicle and let News 3 Now's team help you keep your information safe. For more information, go to our website, channel3000.com/Shredfest, or get a reminder by signing up for our event on Facebook. More to come on News 3 Now at 5 up next. New allegations of child sex abuse against the Boy Scouts. An attorney says files reveal more than 12,000 possible victims over a series of decades.
A census challenge as the Supreme Court hears arguments over citizenship.
And a look at the markets on this Tuesday. The Dow jumps 145 points. The NASDAQ adds 105.5. The S&P 500 gains 26. We'll be right back. New bombshell allegations were announced against one of America's most long-standing institutions, the Boy Scouts of America.
Attorney Jeffrey Anderson, a longtime advocate for sex abuse victims, announced the stunning new accusations against the Boy Scouts. Anderson cited recent testimony from a woman he says was hired by the Scouts to look into their so-called perversion files, documentation of possible abuse dating back to the 1940s, saying it sheds new light on the magnitude of the problem.
She revealed to us there are 7,819 perpetrators of childhood sexual abuse in these files.
In a statement, the Boy Scouts of America said, "We care deeply about all victims of child sex abuse and sincerely apologize to anyone who was harmed during their time in scouting. At no time have we ever knowingly allowed a perpetrator to work with youth, and we mandate that all leaders, volunteers, and staff members nationwide immediately report any abuse allegation to law enforcement."
A major case before the Supreme Court today at issue whether the census should be changed to include a question about citizenship. Challengers say the question could lead to millions of people not responding to the census, and that lack of responses could affect how federal money is allocated, as well as how many representatives each state gets in Congress.
It might not seem like a big thing to you and me, but a lot of people are concerned, and particularly with this administration, that giving out that information could be used against them.
It doesn't ask you whether you're in the country legally or illegally. It simply asks, are you a U.S. citizen?
Now, the High Court is expected to issue a ruling sometime in June.
ISIS has claimed responsibility for the 6 simultaneous bombings in Sri Lanka on Easter Sunday. 321 were killed and 500 were injured. 4 Americans are among the dead, including 40-year-old Dieter Kowalski, who was a UW-Madison graduate. So far, about 40 people have been arrested in connection with the attacks, but the Prime Minister warned there may be more militants with explosives at large.
2 brothers who said they helped Jussie Smollett stage a racist and homophobic attack against himself are now suing the Empire actor's attorneys for defamation. The suit alleges that Smollett's attorney continued to say publicly that the brothers led a criminally homophobic, racist, and violent attack against Mr. Smollett, even though they knew that wasn't true. Police allege that Smollett paid the brothers to help him stage an attack in which he said 2 masked men beat him, hurled racist and homophobic slurs at him, and then looped a rope around his neck. Smollett maintains that the attack was not staged.
Let's get a check on the weather now. Dana is looking at the forecast. Dana?
Overall, things have been really great outside today. It's quiet with our forecast for the next few days, actually. And temperature-wise, we're above average. In the mid-60s currently. That's our high so far for the day. 65 in Madison. 45 is where we started the day, so we even started it just a little bit above average early this morning. We did have a few clouds early in the day, but as you can see with our visible cloud track, everything shifted east. High pressure moving in. That means sunshine for us. High pressure keeps us high and dry. Overall, our Doppler track also staying quiet throughout the northern Midwest, not just for Wisconsin, but Iowa and Minnesota also experiencing a pretty dry, mellow day. That high pressure is just off to the northwest for us. Of course, the storms and showers last night associated with the cold front that's now well off to the east, bringing some showers to the east coast, the New England area. That high pressure is going to steadily shift east. Right now, we're getting a little northern flow. As it moves east, though, our wind direction will shift tomorrow, become a little more southern. Our temperatures will be a little more mild for tomorrow. We do have the chance for our next system to start to slide through on Thursday, but thankfully it's only bringing a slight chance for showers for us at this time. Our high pressure keeps us clear tonight. The breeze again still coming from the north for us through the next few hours, but by tomorrow morning it starts to become more of a southeast flow. Temps will be in the upper 30s overnight, so it'll be a little cooler early on Wednesday. That clear sky overnight allows our temperatures to fall quite a bit. Tomorrow afternoon we will be in the mid to upper 60s for afternoon highs, so just a little more mild than we were today, with that breeze coming from the southwest throughout your Wednesday afternoon. By Thursday morning, plan on a variably cloudy sky. It won't be nearly as cool early in the day just because the clouds will be building in for us. And we have that slight chance for showers starting to creep in the afternoon. May hear a few rumbles of thunder in there as well, but no severe potential for us on Thursday. It is just a small chance for some showers and maybe isolated thunderstorms. May see a few stronger wind gusts as well as that front does slide through. We'll see our temperatures on Friday still above average, but it'll be just a degree or two cooler for some areas for Friday. So again, those wind gusts on Thursday could get close to 20, even 25 miles per hour as the front does cross, but we aren't expecting a major wind event along with it, and we're not expecting major heavy rainfall either. Just looking at a few showers and a few windy spots. Overnight low of about 38. Our breeze is going to stay pretty light and variable as it does shift directions and become a little more southerly. Overall, a mostly clear sky, and it's going to be a little cooler for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, though, will be just a little more mild. Mostly sunny sky for your Wednesday. High pressure keeps us pretty quiet throughout the day on Wednesday. Thursday, variably cloudy, with that slight rain chance building in the afternoon. Temperatures for Thursday also in the upper 60s, but by Friday, we just drop a degree or two. Sunshine in the forecast for us on Friday. And then looking towards the weekend, things also looking okay. We'll bounce over to traffic now at the Beltline. We are seeing delays both east and westbound for us. This is the Beltline right at Todd Drive. Notice traffic is moving, but the brake lights are also popping on every once in a while. We don't have any accidents on the Beltline at this time, but we do have reduced speeds, of course. Again, east and westbound, we're seeing those speeds drop quite a bit. If we look at the eastbound side, down to 21 or 14 miles per hour even, but if you get closer to Gammon Road, traveling towards Middleton, those speeds hop back up closer to about 59 or even 60 miles per hour. Downtown Mount Horeb should be a fairly smooth drive around that area. Near downtown Verona, we aren't seeing any major hiccups for this evening. Janesville also looks okay, and even up towards Jefferson and Jefferson County, we don't have any major delays for you. At this time, no major accidents either, which is always a good thing. Northbound from Janesville to the Beltline will take you 28 minutes, 17 minutes from Sauk City to Middleton, and 19 minutes from Sun Prairie to downtown. So just a little longer than usual, but your commute for this Tuesday evening should still be fairly smooth. That's a quick look at traffic.
Thanks, Dana.
Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, scammers are now pretending to be from your cable company. We'll tell you about this latest scam after a short break. The Better Business Bureau says to watch out for scam artists pretending to be from your cable company.
They are tricking consumers around the country into parting with their money. Hillary Lane tells us what to watch out for.
For Will Robertson, the scam began with this text message offering a discount on his DirecTV account. He called the attached number to hear the pitch.
You will have 50% off of your bill for the next 2 years. You'll also get the NFL ticket.
He paid the salesman $425 with a prepaid card as instructed. The next day, he realized he'd been scammed.
I said, something's not right, because I checked my TV. I didn't get the premium channels.
Dana Mead fell for a similar con from a caller who claimed to work for AT&T. He offered to reduce the cost of her plan in exchange for an upfront payment.
He acted very smooth, as if he knew what he was doing. He'd done this, all the time. It's part of his job.
Mead paid him $270 with a gift card.
A lot of people do fall for it.
Catherine Hutt is with the Better Business Bureau.
They want you to act before you've had time to think, before you've had time to talk to a family member. And so sense of urgency is another thing that we see a lot.
Hutt says requests for untraceable payments are usually the red flag.
If they only ask for prepaid credit cards, that's a big sign that this is a scam.
Yeah, prepaid debit cards or gift cards are just never used for legitimate debt collection.
Hutt says if you're interested in an offer but not sure it's real, resist the pressure to pay immediately. Hang up and call the customer service number on your bill to confirm. Hillary Lane, CBS News, New York.
And stay with us. We'll have another check of your forecast when we return.
Here's a look at some of the stories we are working on tonight. ISIS claims responsibility for the deadly Easter attacks in Sri Lanka as new video of the attackers emerges. We will hear from the new acting Secretary of Homeland Security on the policy of family separation. It's a preview of a 60-minute story. And are we headed for $5 a gallon for gas? We'll take a look at what is behind the recent rise. It's all tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And Dana's here with a final check of the weather. Is the sun going to stick around?
It is going to stick around, at least, of course, for the next few hours. Sunset is still just about 2 hours away, so you've got a lot of time this evening. And then tomorrow, also nice and sunny for us. We'll be back in the mid to upper 60s for our afternoon highs with a lot of sunshine for your Wednesday. Thursday will be variably cloudy, and it's going to bring along a slight rain chance for us in the afternoon. Some areas will see a little bit of rain, others won't. It's just kind of hit or miss. We'll be keeping an eye on the radar for Thursday afternoon. Friday brings back the sunshine. Temperatures will be just a little cooler for us on Friday, not nearly as mild, but still above average. And then Saturday and Sunday will take a little bit of a dive. We'll be back in the 50s for afternoon highs, below average as the system comes through on Saturday, bringing some more showers and some isolated thunderstorms. That slight shower chance will pop up again on Sunday before another system rolls through to start off next week. Just a series of rain there moving into the start of next week, the end of April.
Yeah, already the end of April.
Dana, thanks. CBS Evening News is next. Stay tuned.